I've just had a rather full realization of what the targeting of myself is like. So while it's fresh in my mind, I want to make this video about it. There are people in my community around me who are regularly harassing me, and for most of my life, people like this have made themselves appear to be individuals to me, but as I've become more and more resistant to them, they've taken the tactic of making it obvious to me that they're actually integrated into the community around me. They've made me appear over the years to be irrational, one of them, you know, by harassing me to make me respond, and then so that I look like I argue with them and know them and things like that. Other people, as a result, treated me as if I were an undesirable like them. You know, just extend that in your mind, you'll understand how all-encompassing it was. And this made me, over time, more and more isolated. But I've gotten over it more and more recently, and I think this is why they've decided to make it obvious to me that they're actually integrated into the community around me. And maybe as some kind of deterrent to me to reintegrate with other people. I think they want me to think that they're there. They seem less hostile to me than they've ever been before in my life. I think they're intimidated now by the fact that I'm more confident. And part of the motive for making it obvious to me that they're actually not isolated themselves, but, you know, so that I'd be being creeped out by a bunch of individuals. Part of their motive, I think, for making it obvious to me that they're actually integrated into the community around me is to make me feel weaker and more isolated again, as if I would be facing a greater challenge reintegrating into the community, because they're there. So this is a way of making me feel weakened again in some way, and deterring me from entering the community, or at least letting me know that they're not to be challenged if I become stronger, because they have friends in the community that I'd have to deal with as well as them. So they've increased their numbers effectively around me, and led me to believe that they want me to know that they've got more friends than I have, actually, and I'd better not make any trouble for them. In other words, I better not tell the truth about them to anyone, or defend myself against them verbally in any way, and socially in any way. They want me to keep quiet about how they've been treating me for years, and so on. And they want me to know that other people have been essentially a part of it, because they've known what was going on. And they're also pretending to be nice to me for the first time ever in my whole life. Kind of as if they're releasing their hold on me, you know, or pretending to, probably just pretending to. Not that they ever had any hold on me, because I, you know, never knew them or had anything to do with them. They were harassing me. I didn't know them, and I wasn't one of them. I'm just talking about local undesirables. But the thing is, these local undesirables now make it obvious that they're actually a part of the community around me. So the community around me is actually filled with people who've been a part of my abuse. And have never let this be known to me. So I now find myself not just being creeped out by some individuals, but by everyone around me who seems to have been part of this abuse. And also by the police, because the police also have agents in the community, or they work undercover in communities, and so on and so forth. These are the jobs of the police. So the police will have known that I've been being harassed by these people for years, all my life, certainly all my adult life, and will simply have been a part of it and allowing it to go on. The question is, why? Why is this allowed? Why is this kind of thing done? I think that people are picked on because they are wanted to be psychologically controlled. Why would you control someone psychologically? Presumably because their mind was somehow valuable to you. We control animals because their bodies are valuable. People who work for the government, like scientists and so on, are tagged and kept under control and surveillance. People who are useful to you are kept prisoner for use. And they're surveilled and tagged and stuff. Presumably my mind is in some way being used by these people, and I think it is. I know I'm psychic. I think they do as well. They know how to manipulate my psyche and use it for their own ends. I may not understand how they're doing it, but they're doing it. And they're doing it because they can't do it themselves. Either that or because, no, they're not psychic. If they were psychic, they wouldn't need to bother me. If they had their own psychic abilities, they wouldn't need to bother me. I think there's a possibility they're controlling me because I would represent a danger if I became psychically healthy and aware. Like someone who could call out for help, for example, from someone they couldn't cope with. Maybe God or something, I don't know. But anyway, maybe that's the truth, and maybe I'm also psychic and they are able to use me in some way. Both things could be true, really. I think it would be good for me to learn how to control my mind so I can use it to help myself. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, though, because this whole world seems to be full of bad people. Everywhere I go, I'm treated like this. I've lived in a number of places in my life, moving on from harassment, or frequently, and the result is that I'm fairly widely familiar with people, and I know that they're like this to me wherever I go. So I don't really know what I'm going to do if I do gain control over my own mind. I've got to do it, though, even if all it does is help me maybe buy a place of my own, somewhere more quiet, away from quite so many horrible people. Even that would be good. If I could do anything to help myself in any other way, I'd do it as well. I've learned to pray more recently, and I feel I have a relationship with Jesus now, part of the Christian religion, that I find helps me. I have a relationship with Jesus now that I find helps me. I'm just going to have to carry on with things like that, I guess, with that and things like that, and help myself as best I can. But things are, the situation I'm in is definitely unpleasant. I'm just glad I have God. Thanks. I would recommend God to anybody who's watching, by the way. If you're a targeted individual, you may be psychic, whether or not you know it. Your mind is somehow valuable, which is why you're being targeted. Something about you is, anyway. It's things that have value that are targeted. So somehow you're valuable. And I advise you to take on the Christian religion and ask God to help you and ask Jesus to help you. Bye.